Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Forensic Networker call. I am beyond excited to be able to host with you guys here tonight and to introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend, our own visionary CEO, Mr. Ramin Mizgarlu. I really cannot overstate how much respect and admiration I have for our CEO. I've been around this business for 12 years and I've worked in the corporate world for like even longer. And he is the only leader that I have come across in my entire career who actually does what he says he's going to do. He operates with transparency and integrity and humility and love and kindness, all the good things. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him. He has built 4 multi-million-dollar MLM businesses as a distributor. He founded MLM's premier and most prestigious company, Opulence Global. It was ranked the top momentum company in the industry during the pandemic by businessforhome.org. He's been voted the world's top MLM compensation plan expert twice, voted the world's #2 all-time MLMer. Of course, he's our #1 can't even say it, MLMer. One of the first network marketing Hall of Fame inductees, along with Paul Zane Pilzer and others. And he was Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year nominee. He was featured in Networking Times as a master networker and featured twice in the American Business Journal, one of which was the one with Warren Buffett on the cover. I remember that one from 2013. He founded MLM's most advanced MLM university called the Forensic Networker. And Ramin, he says, was he born with special talents? No. He says we all start at the same place, but some of us decide not to stay there and we keep evolving. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Ramin Mizgarlu, the Forensic Networker. Welcome, 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 Ramin. Let me just, woo! Are you there, Ramin?
Hi, Caroline. I'm just trying to get the camera working for some reason. It's not working. Let's see.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay, I'll let you have the floor. Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Thank you for that. All right. So it's been a very busy 6-7 weeks. I always like to finish the year strong because I believe how you finish the year is how you start the new year. And likewise, how you start the new year is how you finish the new year. So you better do it right or you're going to have a pretty bad year in and out. So, it's really, really important. So, of course, you see, I've been on the road, Utah and Cayman Islands and Portugal, Kenya. Danny's been to US, Sanaz was in Trinidad, and and Renee's all over the place. So, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. And as we go and we keep on expanding, and we see a lot of new people come in, and I pay attention to the field, and I learned a lot being on the field. I mean, I love being on the road because it just you get a chance firsthand to hear firsthand from people that what is it the challenges are. And of course, what's interesting? The challenges of today is no different than the challenges of 30 years ago. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So my job is to make sure that, and sometimes when you've been as long as we've been around as a company, and sometimes you don't pay attention to some of the basic stuff, right? So, for example, in Kenya, we had it was on a tour. It was more like a celebration with like 500 people. That was the first night I was there. So, you got 500 people who got really excited. And it's interesting because Opulence was trending on Twitter in Kenya. That's the type of job they had done. In any event, so a lot of people were coming out to tours after that. And I found out that, people had no problem getting people out, but they had a problem closing and getting people involved. And which is not unusual. It's very, very, it's just normal. We know something about salespeople, and which is 80% of salespeople are afraid to ask for the sale, and that's salespeople. If that's true with salespeople, it must be a lot worse for non-salespeople. So, so this always goes back to my forensic courses, because in forensic book, I have a chapter called the Forensic Post Tour, right? So it's a 10-step process, very systematic. You take, being a guest into a partner. So I figure, you know what? I think what we need to do, not only first of all, we have to include this now in the prosperity book, the one that's coming out, because it's really, really important. We got a lot of new people on. It's just such a systematic way to get someone to from where they are to become a participant. Another thing I'm doing next is revamping the survey. So we're going to bring back the survey, because survey is so great for people who are afraid to ask for the sales. The survey will do the work. In any event, so tonight we're going to cover the Forensic Post Tour, and so if you're new, I would say if you're in a MLM business, you're in a psychology business, right? People generally not, don't join because the opportunity or the product. They joined first because they felt something about you, right? Now there are some people who are, I don't know, confident or whatever, and they figure they see the product and the business. Okay, I'm in anyways. We've had those. I said generally, meaning, there's a lot of people who can kind of tame and, timid a little bit, and maybe had some bad experience before, they heard some stuff. So what gets them in, most likely, is going to be you, right? And what happens at the tour. Now, if you don't do a good job at the tour, what happens is, before tour, so pre-event, event, and post-event, if you don't do a good job in those three areas, what you often get is not a no. Rarely get a no, especially in our business. You never get a no, So what you do get is, well, let me go think about it. Talk to my hubby, pray about it. I don't know, I'm too busy, I don't have any money. You get those type of excuses, and none of it has anything to do with anything you're saying. All that means, and a professional networker knows, when somebody makes an excuse and they like it, and they need it, they know they need it, but somebody make an excuse, we're not looking at them, we're looking at ourselves. What did we do wrong? So I broke that down in forensics, so you don't have to drop the ball on this. And the only reason why they don't get in is because they're just not sure if they can do it. So I went and dug up my Forensic Post Tour. I'm going to read you the first sentence of this, and then we're going to go to the 10 steps. Prospecting phase. Remember that in MLM, your candidates are not making a one-time purchase. You're making a long-term commitment. The difference between the two for the purchaser is one requires post-purchase commitment and effort, and the other one doesn't. The one factor can make the buying decisions more difficult for the candidate based on the perception of the business. So again, if the perception of the business, that's why people join Ponzi schemes, because just invest, make money, invest, make money, invest, make money. Of course, it's not true, but that's a quick decision, right? I don't have to do anything. I just have to invest and make money. So with MLM is or if you go to shopping, right? If you go shop, maybe you can drop $2,000 and pick up something, if you can afford it, but then to put the same $2,000 into a business, although you may like it and stuff, but you're thinking, okay, well, it's easier to drop $2,000 on an item that doesn't require post-purchase commitment than if I put $2,000 into a business. It's the same $2,000, and I don't mind doing it, but there's expectation of, doing something afterwards. So that's the two difference between purchasing the money. This is what goes on in the prospect's head. So let me explain. If the candidate has a strong sense of confidence in themselves, they will launch the business right away. Happens. We have them, but rare, right? We need to do work for that part of it. However, most candidates do not have these types of attributes. So it's important to establish a support factor with your candidates immediately after they have seen the tour. So we're going to get into the science of this in a minute, but okay, here's what the tour does. Tour brings, when you give somebody a proposal, okay, FOI will do this for you, or the business will do this for you, the emotions go up, you get excited, right? Right after the tour, then there is a little curve, then the emotions start to go down, logic sets in. So we have these 10 steps to make sure that you can close the deal right before the decline starts. So, and how we do that, by the way, is that we're going to have to show them that they're not doing this on their own. If they're sitting there quietly and you didn't establish the fact that, hey, we're in this together, look at all these people, they're all rooting for you, we all one team, one dream, let's go. If we don't establish that, most likely you're going to get, I'm going to go home, talk to my hubby, right? Because if they don't feel the sense of support there, they don't want to make a decision. They really don't want to make a decision. So it is vital because teamwork represents hope for them. So again, people have self-esteem issues when it comes to businesses, and this business is no different. They don't want to tell you that. They won't tell you that. Oh, I don't think, and often they make some type of excuse because they don't have the self. So everyone likes the business. Who doesn't like these products and business? But if they don't get involved, it's because they don't think they can do it. So when people look at the business, they're looking at different three things. Number one, what's the business? What's the business? Well, the tour will show them that, right? Number two, can I benefit from it? That's pretty easy with our business, right? But number three is where the rubber meets the road. Can I do the business? What's the business? Can it benefit me? Can I do the business? Right? So the can I do the business comes right after the tour. So I'm going to give you exactly the secret of how to do this 10 step. You follow this, you're going to minimum 50% close the show, minimum. We've seen people who said 60, 70, 80, but it all comes down to this. You got to understand, you cannot rely on the tour alone to close the deal. It won't do that because the tour did its job. Tour gave them the information. Tour brought the emotions up. Now, post-tour and forever after, it's you they're looking at. They look at you at night. They look at your demeanor. They look at your conviction. They look at your excitement. They're looking around at the team. If you're new at this thing, they're not going to tell you, well, you look pretty new at this. They're going to want to know who you know. No, they might not even know at that time that's what they're looking for, but they know you're not it because you're still quite new at this thing, because you're still not professional at this thing. They would join it if they felt strong, if they felt they could follow somebody strong. That's somebody who could take them over there. That could be you, your upline, my five, could be the environment, the session, the tour, everybody. Really important. So I'm going to give you the 10 steps, how you can establish that. So again, the teamwork represents hope for them because deep down inside, after the tour, they're excited. It's like brakes and gas. It's like, I'm excited, but I really don't know what to do. I'm excited, but I'm confused. I'm excited, but Matilda tried Amway 30 years ago. That didn't work. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on after the tour. This can be the difference between them taking the next step and launching your team, or hold back. And the post-tour is where this takes place. So again, the vital part about the first part that we just talked about is that the candidates, right, when they see the unity, when they see the environment, when they see the caring that the team showed to each other, not just to them, to each other, the unity, the excitement, but that will represent hope for them. They know, okay, you know what? I tried something before, it didn't work for me before, but this group looks different. That's what they're judging, by the way. Somebody could have tried, give me two scenarios. Somebody could have tried a few things that didn't work. They'll come and they'll see an environment and how many times you hear this? This one's different, right? This one's different. So, and here's another scenario. How many times you see somebody who tries 5 different things and they keep on failing, but they keep joining. Why? Because they go to an environment, although it could be a Ponzi scheme, although, they all look similar. They may even know it's a Ponzi scheme, but they go into that new environment. That's okay. This looks different. The fact that, it's exciting and, it looks like everyone's on the same team, people will join that. They want to be part of that, right? So just don't rely only on the data, which is the product benefits, which is the comp plan benefits. Those are mighty important, mighty. And there are some people, the smart ones would be looking for that, by the way, the smart ones. But unfortunately, we get a lot of people that come into our industry, they're very new. They really don't know. They don't understand the hype from substance. A lot of prospects don't understand that. Amazingly, it takes some people 3 or 4 or 5 tries to understand the difference between substance and hype. So what we want to do is right from day one, show that this one is different. All right, so when the candidate sees your business, we talked about this already. Okay, when people look at the business, they're looking at 3 things. Number 1, what's the business, right? Well, the tour will do that. Number 2, how could it benefit them, right? Because they have their own targets. They have some things in the back of the mind, and then they want to know, okay, so how does that benefit me? Sometimes where we're strong at is that somebody could come there for the business side. All of a sudden, they go through the product testimonials. They say, damn, I could use this product. And a whole family, I know 10 people that could use this product. They weren't even thinking about that when they first cut in, right? But they're thinking it as they're going through the tour. So, and number 3, important one, how you do the business. How you do business. If they don't believe, you know what? I think we all agree. Everybody, I'm talking 100% of people who would look at Opulence, they would say it's a nice company. What's there not to like? 18-year track record, decorated to the tilt. I mean, what's there not to like about Opulence, right? But not everybody joins. Why? That's a good question. We have all the check marks, check, but why isn't that everybody join? Well, it has nothing to do with the business, why they don't join. Why they don't join is because they have a self-esteem issue inside. If they don't know if they can do this, because remember, they tried 3 other things, they failed at it. So, this is where our challenge is right after the tour. We address the fundamentals with the tour, why we're better, but after the tour, we have to address the fears that they have, why this time is going to be different. And how we do that is through this 10-step. It's called Forensic Post-Tour. Now I'm going to take you through that. Is that good or great? Show me some reaction. By the way, who bought all those shoes and all those bags? Put your hand up. Throw something out there. That was a lot of fun that Sanaz and Danny were having. We had what a great day. That was wild. That show was wild. If you missed that show, it was a real wild show. You want to make sure get the link, watch the show, send it to a bunch of people. I think we got one more, and but that was a really, really cool day today. All right, the 10 steps. Ready to go? Are you ready? Say, I'm ready. Step 1. Arrive with your candidate at least 20 minutes early. These rush things, people coming in late, especially you ethnic people showing up like half an hour after the meeting has started. Don't do that. And here is the reason why. There are three reasons. Get this, get this, get this. There are three reasons why people will accept your offer, proposal, whatever that is, for the business, for the product, right? There are three reasons, right? Number one, because they like you. Hopefully, if you know them in advance and they like you. But if you don't know them in advance, you have to establish like. So you're going to do that before the tour. You need time for that. Get there early, 20 minutes early. If you're in a hotel, find a coffee shop or somewhere, get a coffee, sit together, establish like. Now, we don't have time tonight to talk about how to do that, but I'm letting you know you have to establish the like. If you don't have the like, instantly you lost 1/3 of the chance of them saying a yes. So now instead of 100% chance, you're down to already to about 66% chance. And we're not even there yet to the tour. They don't even know what it is yet. So it's important to get there early. So number one reason why people join you is because of buy your product, because they like you, establish like. Number two, you want to establish trust. So trust meaning if the person knows you, may or may not trust you. That's not the point. If they don't know you, they don't trust you because they don't know you. But here's the best part: they don't need to know you, and they don't need to trust you. It's not about you and him. It's about they need to trust the reasons why you are in this business. They need to trust you personally. They need to trust your reasons why you're here. Hate my job, pandemic was harsh. I wanted to retire my parents, send my kids to Harvard. I don't, job insecurity. I want to retire early, pay my mortgage faster, go on a nicer vacation, get a better car. Whatever your reasons, do charities, travel the world, whatever your reasons are, guess what? That's exactly what they want. They don't need to know you. See, I might not know you personally, but if you and I have a conversation, we'll have some commonalities. That's what you want. You want to basically listen to them and let them tell you, first of all, in like spot, let them tell you about what they like. Trust is about you. It's about you. What you like. And you know what? They're gonna say, yeah, I'm the same. I like that too, right? So like trust. So 66% of the yes is before they even see the tour. Now wow, I just show up with a prospect to a tour late, just kind of get in just before they start. You drop, boy, when you do that, right after the tour, you have a tough job. Because then after the tour, you have to establish the like and the trust before you do the close. And really after the tour, the emotions are high. That's the time to close. That's the time to ask for the sale. So when the emotions are high, all of a sudden tour ends. Now you have to do like and trust. And all of a sudden, while do like and trust, emotions go down. So no, that's a close time. And if you try to close without like and trust, you give yourself 1/3 chance of them actually saying yes. You give up, and that's pure negligence, right? Because the 2/3, 66% chance of getting a yes, it was pure negligence. It's not like you just came out late. You just came late. You just never came early enough to sit with them, to establish like and trust with them. So get there early. That's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and establish like and trust. Number two, introduce them to as many distributors as possible. Short hello and welcome. Where the distributors is perfect, do not discuss business. So here again, I talked about earlier how the unity, teamwork represents hope for them, because they deep down inside, they kind of, can I do this? That's the stage, right? All of a sudden they see the team working together. And so as soon as we come in, hey, Joe, hey, Jack, hey, Jill, how's it going? Hey, I like your shoes. Hey, right? You're saying some quick hellos to people. Again, you're not having conversations with them because you have to pay attention to your guests, because you need to talk to them, build like and trust and those things. But you just want to make sure you say quick hellos to as many people as possible. And that's a nice environment, isn't it? When you walk somewhere and everyone's saying hello, hey, hey, hey. It's like the Waltons, good night, good night, good night, good night. I mean, that's a nice environment. So you want to provide that. It's not this tense environment that everybody kind of show up independent, they act like it's their They're competition for each other. They're not competition, but so quick hellos, it sets a really nice tone right as soon as you walk in. Number 3, get a seat as close to the presenter as possible. Avoid back seats. Very important. I see you guys do it. I see veterans do it. Every time I see veterans do that, I just do this. It's like they should know better. They should know better. Now, here's the reason why. There's lots of reasons why, but so there's a chance that you're going to run into distraction, or worse, a sunblock. Especially you ethnic people. Yeah, I'm going to pick on you, ethnic people. Or you're on your phone, answering the phone, and I have to pick on it because I am one of those ethnic people too. I'm telling you that we have to respect the business and the meeting, right? The tour's going on, and there's always a few of them on the phone, and worse, some answer the phone, and just because they think they can answer the phone and walk through the meeting all the way up to it, and everybody's waiting for them to leave and then the speaker in front is like, what the hell just happened? Right? That's why you sit in the front, because your person should not see that. Your prospect should not see that. If you're in the front, all this junk happens behind you, right? What if it's worse? What if you have a sunblock? Now, if you're new, you don't know what sunblock is. Sunblock is as real negative people. It's like real negative people. It's like health food makes them sick, and aspirin gives them headache. Those guys that are negative at everything. Sometimes we call them friends and family. You know what I'm talking about. So if you get a sunblock in the room, and we communicate through physiology and tonality, and you could see when someone's just negative, right? They just broadcast negativity, or worse, somebody's chatting, or he just wants to ask questions, and here you and your prospect sitting there, and there's two heads talking to each other. Nothing good comes out of sitting in the back seat. Nothing good. Nothing. So, and even if you don't have a guest, you sitting in the back duplicates. Your people will do the same. Because you're doing it. You're the same. I can tell you, I know some leaders, they're always at the back of the room on the phone, the walk. Why? Go sit down. Now you gotta understand. The people are watching, other people watching, especially if you got a pen rank or whatever. You gotta lead by example. So, anyways, so make sure again, sit in the front seat. All right. Now here, let's look at the other way around. What if you have a prospect that's really cool, is excited, everything's going perfectly, head nodding like this, like a bobblehead, and then that's exactly what you want the back to see. All the backs people, you want to see heads going like this, right? Because when the heads do this, and guess what? Most people start to do this because it's confirmation. You know who likes it too? The presenter. The tour giver loves it too. The heads are doing this, and in the front row, right? And next to the all heads are doing this. No, that's a nice meeting. Now you're contributing to the meeting, right? You contribute. So maybe you have an uptight guest. All of a sudden, he's feeling better because everyone's like, right? So, and next thing he's again. This stuff, guys, it worked. This is psychology. This stuff, forensic networkers. It's named forensic for a reason. Forensic started with 2 books. One of them was Independent Home Business Manual. The second was called The Psychology of Sales. Those 2 came together, became forensic. So the stuff I'm giving you. This stuff is gold. By the way, do you notice something else about the stuff I'm giving you? They're easy to do. Right? It's easy to do. Come in early, say hello, say in the front. I mean, this is not hard, right? And boy, I tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, number 4. Always stay in the room. Oh, some of you guys drive me crazy. Stay in the room with your candidates through the entire tour. Do not abandon your new candidate and make phone calls outside. Oh, I know, I have one more guy coming. You know what? He's late. Sit in the room, pay attention to the person next to you. Not only candidates do not want to be left alone, you're also setting a bad example for them, because guess what? You walk away, you're going to do the same thing. Now we have 20 of you standing in the back of the room instead of sitting in the chairs. Now you know what happens in your meetings, right? Because there's always guys in the back of the room standing around. So again, make sure you stay in the room with them. And so here's another thing too. First of all, your guests don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. What if your guest is the one that's disruptive? Now, the whole meeting, they're getting a bad meeting because you're not around, you're outside on the phone, and your guy is the one that's disruptive. He's the one that's on his phone. He's the one that just maybe asking questions, or he's the one chatting with the guys next to him because he's trying to ask questions. It comes with responsibility, guys. Sitting on, now I know you've seen it 100 times. I know. And I know you feel if you saw it one more time, you're going to go absolutely bananas. I know. But that's okay. You go bananas rich at least, right? And you go bananas not ruining someone else's banana life. So listen, you got to do some basic things right. In your work, there's a framework you follow. Just follow the framework. That's not difficult to do. You got that training at your job. Number 5, always try to arrange with the presenter to invite you for a product or business testimonial. You have no idea how important it is. I'll get to that in a minute. So I know you're shy and you don't want to talk in front of the room, but it's important. It's really important because remember what I tell you earlier. The guest looks at 3 things. Number one, what's the business? Number 2, can it benefit them? Number 3, how you do the business. And what I tell you that they got self-esteem issues, and people attracted to strength, not weakness. After the tour, becomes really important after the tour, because the person is now, the emotions are high, but they're having doubts, self-doubts. And if you were one of the ones that just did a product testimonial or did a business testimonial, you want the speakers, and how many people get to speak in a meeting? And all of a sudden, they perceive that as strength. Now they're thinking, okay, I'm scared, but he's different. She's different. I think I can follow, because my upline at the last company sucked, but this one's different than my upline before. So maybe I should give this a shot. Really, really important. Give you a story. Our Sherry and Tammy, you know them, our first lady millionaires in this company. When they got involved, they Sherry, they worked hard. And they had experience in MLM. They were meeting a lot of people. One day Sherry said to me that goes, I bring a lot of people, but they don't seem to join. And guess who else said that to me, by the way? Efra said that to me before he got. He said one day, he goes, CEO, can I talk to you? I bring a lot of people to the meeting, but nobody seems to join. And so here we go. So they all blew up, right? So I said, Sherry, look, you bring a lot of people, your person is watching you, right? I told exact same thing. They need to see you be in front of the room. And Sherry said, hey, this and that. I said, do your testimonial. Just put your hand up. Not only it shows strength to your guests, not only they believe you better, because whatever you told them now, you say it publicly, it contributes to the meeting, because everybody else can benefit from your testimony, whether it's product or business, doesn't make a difference. 4th, most importantly, it duplicates. It set the right standard, right? It's duplicating with that new prospect. Really important that you start doing testimonials. And it's not hard to do testimonials, right? Eventually, hopefully, maybe you can take part in the presentation. Maybe you can do the tour eventually, right? If you don't like public speaking, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. But to get up and do a testimonial, that's not hard. Something really benefited you. The Chinese proverb says, When you found something of value, it's your duty to share with other people. It's your duty. So if your product did something good for you, it's not hard to put your hand up and say, let me do a testimonial. By the way, that supports the meeting too. And the presenters are the one doing all the hard work, right? So support them, do some head nods, right? They ask a question, answer, give them that energy. They're working for you. They hope they're working so you can get your prospect, turn them into a partner. So you want to make sure that you support them. In any event, so doing a testimonial, or take part in the presentation, it's perceived as strength. Makes a big difference after the tour, where they try to, within their own mind, they got this brake and gas going, right? There's this thing going on in their prospect's mind. And you know what's the decider for them? The decider for them is not the product of the business, because they could still buy the product. The decider for them is, I think I could follow that person. I think I could follow that woman because you know what? She's strong, right? She's, I can, because that's not something they've never done before, right? All right, number 6. The presenters need support from an audience. We talked about this a little bit already. Conduct the tour, head nod, applaud, respond to questions. Come on, support. They're working hard for you. You're not paying them, right? You're not paying them. They're in front of the room, and guess what? You pop one out there. There's $300 you made, and someone else did the work. The least you could do is this, right? Put your hand up, share your testimonial. Don't be lazy. And Jim Rohn says it even better. It says, don't be lazy with language, right? Share some of that language, what the product of business is doing for you. Number 7, assess the room energy. All right, now we're getting a little bit into strategy, right? Everything, so far, everything has gone well. Now we're assessing, it's come to the end of the tour. We're starting to assess the room energy. After the tour, if the energy is high, start the post-tour process and the survey right in the room. So in the closing area, okay, if the energy is great, people are popping and talking, and a lot of questions going around, great. Stay in the room. You want to be right in the middle of that, maybe even contribute to that. But if you find that it's a quiet room, it's kind of like a morgue, and there's something negative going around, or maybe not much going on, I said, hey, let's go get a glass of water. Let's go get a coffee. Let's go to the court. Hey, let's go to the chick over there and do the survey together. We have a survey. If you don't know about it, ask your upline. Or do the closing process separate, away from, So you want to assess, hopefully, if you guys follow everything that I'm telling you, that you have a good room. You'll have a good room. If everyone's doing what if it does, but time to time you will not have a good room, right? So here's the thing. I can tell you, I've done tours where we had, I think, 13 people in the room. Yeah, 13 people in the room, and guess what? All 13 launched. All 13 launched. I've done tours with 13 guests, all 13 launch. And I've done tours where we had 20 guests and 0 launched. 0. Same company, same product. This wasn't Opulence, but I'm talking in the past. Same company, same product, same comp plan. So what's the difference? Same company, same presenter. We have 13 for 13, 0 for 20. It wasn't the tour. It was the room. What determines the room is what I just told you. Follow this, just follow this 10 steps. Everybody, simple stuff, but it's a process. It's a system, right? All right, number 8. When your candidate launches their business, or in the case they will in the future, welcome them loudly. So afterwards, somebody says, so let me tell you how you got started. I took the LA package. It was the stuff in it. I highly recommend you do this. So is that a package you like to do this? Yeah, I think that one looks good. You know what? We're going to build this together. Congratulations. So happy. I knew you're the right person for this. You know what? I want to welcome you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on ULA. Welcome them nice and loudly. And of course, what everyone else is doing around you, yay! I don't care if you got a guest in front of you, stop for a second. Stop, excuse me. Trust me, your guy likes that too. Your prospect thinking, wow, that's not even his prospect. What a family. They all come together. Stop what you're doing. Excuse me. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Congratulations, welcome, right? And then get back to what you're doing. We talked about having the unity, right? The teamwork. And that's what makes the decision for your prospect afterwards. Because after the tour, the prospect doesn't need, honestly, trust me, 8 or 9 out of 10 people after the tour, they don't need any more answers. The decision is now, they need that next answer. They're trying to make a decision if they can do it, right? And they answer that question through you, not you. They just want to know, is this a team to run with? Is this the team to run with, right? And everything I'm telling you is that's what determines that. So this will set the tone for other guests to follow. Yeah. So here's the thing: humans are herd mentality, right? So that's why I got 13 for 13. Welcome, 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 welcome. And the people who are sitting there, a lot of people are ready to do it. They just don't want to be the first one. They can't look around. Anyone else is doing this, right? So, hey, please help me welcome. Oh, somebody did that. Okay, I'll follow, right? So it's important that don't launch people quietly. I always talk about forensic. Work your business loudly, loudly. And when you welcome them nice and loud, the other side of the room, there's somebody who's sitting right on the edge, right? Oh, okay, let's do this, right? They follow the herd. When you go 0 for 20, you have a morgue sitting there. It's like, no one's joining, right? That's what happens. Everything duplicates. Everything duplicates. So I talk about in forensic. You're always getting duplication. The question is, what type of duplication, right? What type is it? A good duplication or is it a bad duplication? Do your part. All right. I even walk up to other members who are sitting with guests and ask them to shout out a welcome to my new distributor without interrupting them or interrupting what they're doing. So here's the thing, like, you know what? If I have an upline and sidelines or whatever, I just got a new person. We already know in advance that somebody walk up to me because I'm doing the close with my thing and come up to me and walk up, just look at my prospect as I just want to congratulate you, Rami, for coming on board. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the nation. Just walk away. Don't start chatting away. That's not what it is because we're doing business. A quick welcome. Walk away. Wow, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? What business can you say you don't want that type of, support, right? Congratulations, welcome a team. All right. So as a distributor, you're comfortable to come up with to the table. Okay, did we talk about this already? Especially, okay, we did this already. All right. So here's the thing, important. Unless you're asked by the distributor to sit with their guests, make sure your walk by is a quick like and trust welcome. Don't start chatting away. I've seen this happen where someone's going by and they say quick hello and then congratulations. All of a sudden they know each other. Hey, I know you. Next thing you know, and now the sponsor is sitting there like this. He's got you gotta understand what happens, right? The emotions is there. This is close time. Chatter is later. So even if I know somebody, say, hey, Ramin, hey, buddy, what's going on? Listen, welcome aboard. Listen, do your thing. I got somebody over there, but you know what? We got to grab a coffee afterwards, right? Remember, give yourself 15, 30 seconds max, right? Max. Let's finish the work. All right. When leaving the meeting, again, no, we come out properly, we leave properly. When leaving a meeting, make an effort to say goodbye to other distributors. Again, this shows family, friendship, environment to your candidate. Establishing a unity, teamwork is a lot more important than you think. Remember, stats clearly shows that majority of job workforce is not happy, and their jobs, so a great work environment, they're not happy with the jobs, great work environment is a major asset to the candidate. So when people come out, right, I wrote this book 23 years ago. I haven't seen this chapter in 6 years. So I write pretty good. So, you know, so a lot of your prospects have never seen this unity, right? They come from a job environment. Nobody in the job and says, hey, you're doing a good job, especially somebody who's just works co-worker, right? Nobody from your job would come and say, let me help you with your job. I hope you're successful. Nobody does that in the job. These people that come into our industry, all of a sudden we show them this unity, and people that don't even know, hey, welcome to the family nation, whatever, wow. I mean, this again, remember why people join the business, right? You join the business because they want to become part of something that they feel is better than them or stronger than them, or people they can follow, right? A lot of people are followers, right? Hey, it's a good team. I think I can be part of that. I can run with that team. The quick hello, congratulations, all that stuff. It helps a lot. And number 10, momentum is everything in post-tour phase. Yeah, I talked about this already. I've seen 100% close ratio, which is the 13 gigs. I've seen 0 close ratio. The difference was, it was just basically some controllable, that's a key thing. Difference was some controllable negative elements that caused them to decide to sleep on it, or as opposed to getting on board. Remember, people don't say they don't like it, right? People say, I'll just go think about it. Not quite ready, I'm busy, no money, spouse, this, all the stuff. So the difference between a yes and a I'll think about it was some controllable elements, that we needed to, and I talk about the 10 things are ready. So the difference was the controllable negative elements that caused them to decide to sleep, even if to sleep on it, even though they were complementary towards a business that had no objections. How many times you get that, right? Oh, it's a nice business, no objection. They still don't get in. Now you know why. So to close, I want to clear up one thing. This process is not to manipulate a candidate to join your cause, but simply an effort to paint a picture for the new candidate of what direct sales MLM life truly is. The candidate join ratio after the tour is 100% momentum based. So if your momentum is lots of energy and excitement and questions and pop and crackles, they'll get in. If your momentum is like a more quiet, confusion, there's no survey, there's silence, that's bad. That's really bad. That's one of the main reasons why the second the tour ends, music needs to start. You don't want silence between you and your prospect. You want activity, music activity. Also, it is to help the new candidate make a decision, whatever that decision is, as opposed to putting it off. Below are some quotes from some of the world's top scholars. So here's another thing as well. I've always said when you do a tour, one of 3 things will happen. One, become the customer, they become a distributor, or they're not interested. Those 3 answers are good answers. Customer, distributor, not interested. Even not interested is a good answer. And these 2 are better, but even that's a good answer. Why? There's a lot of people we need to talk to. So now we know they're not interested, then we go on to that next MO box, because we know the law of averages will say that you talk to enough people, you get some yeses. The worst scenario is you never get to those yeses because you're still stuck on the 5 people who are holding you on. You don't want to do that, right? So it's important that, if you follow the way we're doing things, I'm sharing with you, and you do it properly, you're going to get an answer. If it's a no, great. There's people in your MO box as you go forward, the law of averages, it's a law, will take over and you're going to get some yeses. All right, we're going to close this with the three quotes that I really like. First one I really, really like. More money is lost in America due to non-decision than bad decision. More money is lost in America due to non-decision than bad decision. That's Lee Iacocca, the top executive in America. He was the president of Chrysler. He brought the minivan up. Then he became president of Ford. He brought the Ford Mustang. So he's the biggest car executive in America. He basically says people lose more money not making a decision than making a bad decision. In other words, make a decision. Our job after the tour is to get them to make that decision. It's our job. Make that decision. Survey helps with that, by the way. So that's a different day. But this whole thing, the 10 steps, is really, when you do this, I'm telling you, you're going to get a minimum 50% close ratio. Minimum 50% close ratio. So first one, basically, Lee Iacocca, make a decision. Second code, take action on the new idea now while it's strong, because a week from now, the idea is weak. And a month from now, the idea is nowhere to be found. So you want people to make a decision now, because a week from now, they kind of lose. A month from, there is no idea. Even for yourself, how many times, you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that in the business, right? You don't do it. And that commitment wanes away. You got to take action on that new decision today, because a week from now, it's really weak. And a month from now, the idea is gone. And the last one, take action today towards that new idea. By the way, that's by Jim Rohn, the motivational speaker, of course, we all respect. And the last one, take action today towards that new idea, not a week from now, not 2 days from now, today. That's Tony Robbins. I love that. So again, guys, I just wanted to share this with you, that there is a bunch of questions on this chapter. So we're going to implement this chapter in your prosperity book. You guys should be referring to your prosperity book every day. And this stuff, the new one is going to have some new content. So now you know what you need to do with your prospects. Come in early. Let's just go over that very, very quickly. And again, it's a very simple process, but it is a process. You want to come in early, build, like, and trust. You want to introduce them to as many people as possible. You want to sit in the front seat, not sit in the back. You want to stay in the room. Don't leave them there and take off. You want to make sure that you participate in the meeting, right? Do a power testimony, business testimony, do the tour, take part somehow. You want to stay in the front row and just do a lot of head nods, support the speaker, right? And add to the room environment. You want to assess the energy. If it's good, great, stay. If it's not, take them on the side. Create your own environment and energy. Number 8, welcome them loudly. Right? Not only they feel good, not only they get a lot of traction coming to them, that helps other people across the room, for their guests to follow the mentality, to follow the momentum, right? And for them to also decide to get started. Say goodbye to as many people as possible. Show the family environment that represents hope for them. And number 10, remember, momentum is everything after the tour. So make sure that just make sure that you welcome your person loudly, and do all these right things. And if you do all these right things, everyone does the right things, you have a lot of momentum, you have a great environment, and you're going to find yourself that you're going to have 100% close ratio. We've had it in the past. With that, Carolyn, I'm just going to pass it back to you. Hope you guys are going to have to really teach this to each other over and over again. And you need to, you call each other out nicely. If somebody misses 1 or 2 of these steps, right? So somebody does like 7 of the steps. I say, oh no, you missed 2, 3, and 5, right? That's how proficient you want to become. It's not hard things to do, these 10 things, but it's a difference between going 0, 04, or get 100%. The difference in 04, 100% is the 10 steps. So you got to make sure you keep on practicing it and don't miss a step. Back to you, Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Ramin. As always, this was amazing, valuable information. Yep, I'm looking forward to starting the year off at a run, at least like a slow trot, right?
Very good.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. I'm just going to go through our announcements. Let me just share this for you. All right. So first, just to remind everybody of our holiday schedule. Tomorrow is actually the Christmas shipping deadline, so make sure that you get all your orders in time. December 20th is the last webinar of 2022. On December 23rd, we close at 2 p.m. and then we're going to be closed. The head office, is going to be closed the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. And then we're back to regular hours on the 28th. And then again, we're closed on the 31st for New Year's Eve, and we're closed on January 2nd for New Year's Day. Woo! And then of course, make sure that you take advantage of this amazing pre-Boxing Day sale. I don't know how you guys felt, but I know that you could have knocked me over with a feather earlier today when I saw all these things that were on my wish list and the crazy prices. And then on top of that, we get a free bottle of FOL. I mean, I'm always like, I got to stop being surprised, because this company and our CEO and Sanaz, you guys just keep giving and giving and giving and making it better. It's amazing. Anyway, so I was super excited. I put my order in. I hope you guys have done so as well. Just a reminder that the FOL offer is only for 24 hours. So it is going to be ending. It says it's ending at 10 a.m., but I think Sanaz said noon earlier today. And just a quick update to any of our US customers that are interested in our amazing sunglasses. Effective December 28th, we will no longer be shipping our sunglasses to the US. And another amazing offer, our November to Remember. So this has been extended until December 15th. We got 2 more days to get our extra CV, as well as our free fountain of life. It's just amazing. And a reminder of our Asian cruise coming up. You need to be qualified as an LD1 by by January of 2023, by January 30th of 2023, in order to qualify to have your cruise paid for. One thing that Sanaz said is to remind everyone to make sure that you book your tickets ahead of time, your flight from wherever you are to Singapore, to make sure that you don't miss out. All right. And of course, our world tour continues, and Renee is going to be in Singapore. So invite everyone you know in Singapore to take part. And of course, our amazing Amarjeet and Pamela are going to be taking part in that presentation as well. And then from Singapore, Renee goes to Malaysia with Jackie Liao. And just to remind you guys, Saturday live training, which is always an amazing, so good. Our training is really excellent. It's the kind of thing that people pay for. But we have these great leaders in our company that give us their time. So we're going to do a compensation plan deep dive with Dr. Henry. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining us again tonight. And we'll see you on our next session, which will be Saturday. Thanks again, Ramin.
Good night, everybody. Stay forensic.
For the billion.
Rebellion.
Okay.
Hi, nice to meet you.